What's up, everybody? This is Steve Sterlacci. Today we are looking at my new, again, touring pedal board for this summer of 2025 and beyond, potentially. Who knows? I'd like to change up my touring rig a lot. For those of you that don't know, I spend almost the entire summer and most of the year actually on tour with my wife, who's a country artist named Jessica Lynn. We're an independent act, so we carry all of our own stuff. And I also am the guitar tech, if you will. So I'm actually controlling her guitar rig as well as my own guitar rig. And I've got to be able to do that in a portable, easy to travel with manner because I don't check my pedal board. And I kind of refuse to because if my pedal board goes missing, that's 2 rigs down. So if something, God forbid, ever were to happen to a guitar that I had to check, I can always pick up a guitar somewhere in the world and play it. But when it comes to my touring board, I like to have it on me at all times, if I can. So I usually put this in a backpack. I have it's called a Uno backpack that this fits in, and the thought behind this is the most power with the smallest footprint. The Quad Cortex has taken over as my touring rig, but the newest addition, the main star of the show here that I'm most excited about, is this new Sennheiser EWDX, which is a dual wireless. I used to have a bigger unit over here, and I would have Jessica's wireless over here, and it was just very cluttered, crowded, and very heavy. So this one box replaces 2 boxes, essentially. Again, that's the Sennheiser EWDX, and I want to shout out to Scott Yule. I'm sure you guys have seen his videos. He's a fantastic YouTuber and friend, and he put me onto this and said, hey, you've got to check this one out because it'll solve all your problems, and there we are. And this is a custom board built for me by Creation Music Co. I gave them specs. Shout out to Brian and John and like all the guys over there. This is just a beautiful custom board with a deck here. So I can pop this up, and underneath the hood here, I have the Sennheiser rechargeable batteries, and I'm being powered by the Chox DC7, which has the crux for QC. It also has a USB tap, which is powering the extra batteries. So I have extra batteries here for the guitar wireless, and all of my routing is back here. The main thing that helped me, and to be honest, this is it's been a criticism of mine for Quad Cortex for some time, that making basic fast adjustments has always been kind of an issue. I don't like that if I'm in gig view here, that I have to bend over, tap check mark, pick a block, adjust the block, check mark, and then swipe up to gig view. So I don't think I'd be as comfortable with this rig if it wasn't for this string velocity monocle. This is something that I had asked for to be custom made, because now I can tap this and I can get in and out of gig view before I even bend over to touch anything. And if I quick press it, it'll even change me to different views. So I've been working with Mike over there for a long time on trying to perfect some QC MIDI controllers, and this so far has been my favorite. I typically stay in stomp box mode the entire time, but if I ever need to go to scenes, I could just tap over and you can page through your scenes and page through all of your views. I like to stay here, and then it's just a quick press. It's like a quick tap to change the view, but to get gig view on and off, it's a regular press pretty much. And this saves me time because now I can just go to here, I tap, I adjust, and then I can just tap right from there. So I'm saving 3 steps actually, by just being able to toggle gig view. I want Quad Cortex to let us customize these 2 up and downs here because I don't bank up and down. I would love if we can attach gig view close to one of these, but until then, I'll be using this. So again, Monacle from String Velocity saves you a ton of time. That was the main deterrent for me taking Quad Cortex on tour, was if God forbid I ever had to make a fast adjustment, I was really worried about that. I know that's a first world problem that people might not agree with and say, hey, I don't know, whatever you want to argue against it. I really don't give a crap, because that's the most important thing for me, is being able to adjust on the fly. This allows me to do it. Before we get into the sounds and the preset here, just want to remind you all that I do have a podcast called the Silent Stage Podcast. It's all basically dedicated to digital modeling users, trying to help you guys out, talking to pros from around the world. It's been getting a pretty good reception so far. So if it's your thing, consider subscribing here to my channel and checking out the Silent Stage podcast on all your streaming platforms. And I want to thank Sweetwater for sponsoring this video because they sent out the Sennheiser EWDX wireless system, and that thing is kicking butt right now. I'm really happy with it. Let's get to the preset, shall we? My custom Sir is always my go-to Rode guitar for the Jessica Lynn stuff. It's a hybrid Nashville style telly, but what I've got here is the middle pickup is wired directly to this volume pot. So it's basically a normal telly, volume, tone, and then this is just considered a blend because this is just directly attached to the middle pickup, so I can blend in or out as much as I want. Normal three-way switch. Sir has a dummy coil thing that they do, so these are silent because of that. And this is a new Sir bridge that they just sent out to me earlier or later last year, and I just put that on. Really awesome. So let's check out, I'll show you my gig view here. So that's what I see at the bottom for my gig view. This is my bass sound. So that's my Nordland ODRC. I'm blocking my guitar. My coffee's in the way. So that's my bass sound that I sound check with, and that when I show up, this is how I sound check. I really like how this is sounding. And I'm going to show you, I'll show you my secrets. I'll tell you what, I'll put all this up for free on the cloud. I don't know what I can do here. I haven't looked into this yet of uploading presets because I'm using some plugins, the plugin X versions. So first in the chain, I've got a polyoctave. I'll show you what that does. This SLO compressor, you do have to pay extra for, but there's no simple compressor like this in QC. I'm actually going to up this compression slightly to about 6.5. I want that to kind of be like -3. Yeah, that just a little subtle compression on the front end. I love simple compressors that I don't have to think about. So I've got that in actually both of the signal chains, and that's kind of my go-to. This is my Nordland ODRC capture. This came out perfect as it is. It sounds exactly how I want. That's my main light gain overdrive. And without it, this is just my bass clean tone. It's rare that I actually go to a full clean sound at any point in our set, but it does happen a couple of times in the show, and this is really where it is. I like to go all three pickups on. Kind of gives me like that funk sound. I can dial this back a little bit more. So it's a little less middle pickup to keep that less clucky and less bright. This is the actual, I was so surprised by this amp sounding good. The Deluxe 64, I actually have a real one. I have a 64 Deluxe right behind me that I was like, oh, I can't wait to make some captures of this. And I plugged into the preset here, or plugged into the amp model, and I'm going with a York Audio IR, and I was really happy with how this sounds. So for now, I'm just going to keep it. There's nothing wrong with it. Sounds really good. For reverb, I'm just going with a plate. I thought about going spring, but for some reason, this plate just sounds better to me. I'm going to kick back on that Nordland, and you guys could get this capture for free. There is a tip jar on the website if you want to give me something for the time. If you guys are digging the stuff, that's all cool. Okay, so again, polyoctave first, the SLO compressor, you saw the Nordland. This is already up on my cloud. I'm not using this currently, so I really don't need it here. I can actually delete it, but that's up on my cloud. That's a vintage Nobles ODR1. I prefer the Nordland because it has that low cut that I prefer. We've got a Myth drive, which is a Klon. This is a slapback delay that I'm just leaving on permanently. I don't even have it attached to a foot switch because it's so subtle. You hear that? Like it's there, but it's not there. I keep it on super fast. So nice subtle slapback. Then I have my parametric EQ. This is a solo boost. This is going to be when I hit my solo button down here. You see that engages. We got some cuts. We got some boosts. Check that out. So 750, that's kind of that sweet mid-range that works for solo boosting and just cutting a little bit off the top. And I'm sending a 6.5 dB boost into the front end of the amp. So I'm actually hitting the front end a little bit harder, trying to get a little bit more amp compression. And then also after the amp, I have another 4 decibel boost. This is something I recommend you doing. Take it into rehearsal and you just dial this up as loud as it needs to go until you can hear your solos with no problem. That's what I do. And that covers my solo boost there. I also have a harmonic tremolo on here, and that's just a... Again, kind of trying to simulate the amp behind me here. We saw the amp, we saw the IR. This is the nameless delay. This was just, I was trying out delays in the new plugins that they gave me access to. And I settled on this one sounding good. I don't know what's special about it. I don't know anything really, but I like the way it sounds. So here it is with the drives on. I like that it has a tone knob. It gives me the ability to make it darker. I don't have ping pong on because this is a completely mono signal. I only send one line mono to front of house. That is how I've always done it. So that's a nice dark echoey delay. And then the reverb, plate reverb, as we discussed before. And let's actually go through some of these sounds. So my typical go-to, like I said, is this Nordland low gain. I'd call that my bass sound that I have always on. Then I need a little bit more drive. I'll mix in the Myth drive here. I can also use this by itself and get some cool results. So that's given me a little bit of oomph, but not a ton. Let's see, show you my Klon settings. So low gain, higher treble, brighten it up, and a lot of level. Just how I'm liking the Klon sounding. And yeah, combined. I'll typically combine these with the delay, with the solo boost, and this is kind of going to be my lead sound. It's probably my favorite sound. Yeah, that keeps me around. Then I've also got a Pliny chorus in here. Did I show you the Pliny chorus? Where's that? This is again based on the plugin, the Pliny plugin. I keep the mix really low. Let's just show you a little higher. I don't use it a ton. It's a very subtle thing. If I put some delay on. How's that song go again? Turn that off. And again, that's even more than I'll typically have it. I think I have it around there. And now I'll show you Jessica's preset. So that's everything. That's all my secrets. That's everything I know about dialing in presets right there for you. So I hope you guys dig that. Again, tip jar if you want to. Don't feel obligated. So she's going through input 2 and output 2. So another key point of bringing the QC this year is that no DI boxes. I was using an HX Stomp XL rig with a couple of real pedals, and just any extra added weight was killing me. I just want the least amount of stuff on my back as possible because I'm carrying this stuff everywhere. So no DI boxes. We could use XLR 1 and 2, and life is really good. She's got the same SLO compressor on because I really like that. Vemeral Ray, a UK AC30. She is using a IR of the same thing, or this is a stock cab. What am I saying? This is a stock cab. Yeah, we like stock cabs. She's got the spring reverb. She's got a graphic EQ as a solo boost. Similar concept. She plays one big solo during the show, so she needs that to cut through. Stock cabinet, C30 cabinet, 57, 120, 160, sorry. Dynamic and a ribbon mic, always the go-to pairing. Those settings. CUK, you see that. AC30, Vemeral Ray, and always on compressor, same as me. Let's, I guess I should get her guitar. Hold on, please. Okay, so she's going to be also going through the EWDX. This is her Kiesel. She's been a Kiesel artist for a while. White, ash tully, roasted maple, gold inlays, gold frets, all fancied out. Here's her preset. This is the clean sound. I will say these strings are fairly dead. They are due for a change. That's on me. And then here's her overdrive sound. So her sound is a little bit more darker, mid-rangey, kind of to fill in the scooped sound that I kind of have on the clean sound for my guitar. Again, she also needs a string change, but That'll brighten this up a little bit. But for live use, I think that that's going to be really nice. And yeah, check out some videos and come see us live if we're coming near you. I'll have all those dates below. All right, so that is my touring rig for 2025. I hope you guys got something out of this. Ask any questions you have below. Check out all the stuff in the description below. Thanks to Sweetwater. Thanks to Sennheiser. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.